British Vogue, May 2003, the music issue. I'm a huge Bowie fan, but the Ziggy stripe on Kate Moss was actually Alexandra Shulman's, the editor's, idea. And I loved it, and we really went for it. And McKnight did this beautiful portrait of Kate. I did the makeup. Val Garland did on-set makeup, but I drew the zig on it, and of course Sam McKnight did the hair. It's a matte varnish, which I used to love to do because I used to like kind of not having a glossy cover just to be perverse, and using fluorescence, which I've always loved using right back from the Terry Jones days. And the type is actually my college artwork from posters I did in St. Martin's that I cut up and used to make the headlines through this issue. Fun issue, really enjoyed doing it. Let's look inside. So, big old Ralph Lauren ad. As I say, these issues look like another world now. I went through a whole American typewriter phase, which I kind of hate now, but I used it a lot in Vogue. I'm the creative director of the magazine by this point. Been there. I joined in '93. I've been there 10 years at this point. And I think having been there at 10 years, I was pretty confident by the time we did this issue of sort of doing what I wanted to do and playing around with the magazine. Not sure this is the best version of the shopping pages we ever did. They look a little bit clunky looking at them now. But you have to understand, in a pre-Instagram, pre-sort of digital age, people love this because you could, now you wouldn't even dream you'd see all these on Instagram or on social. But it was where you discovered things. I think what people don't understand is that magazines were places of discovery, and they're not now. Alexandra Shulman is one of the best editors I've ever worked with. She had a kind of a real journalist vision of what the magazine should be. The beauty section, you lived in different places in the magazine at different times. Here it appears to be sort of in the front half of the magazine. Sort of advertising. So this is what we used to call the iView page, and it really begins the start of the editorial well. So we're about 2/3 of the way through the magazine. That's mostly been advertising, and now we're going into editorial. This is another iteration of the cover that I've done from Nick's beautiful picture. And then this is kind of, this is old wood type prints that I made at St. Martin's that I cut when I was a student, and I left in 1984, that I cut up and turned into headlines for Vogue. Doing those kind of things entertained me immensely. Mario Testino was a very much kind of staff photographer, and he used to do these incredible group pictures of bands, and in this case, I mean, he does a good group, Mario. and we enjoyed kind of producing and making these shoots with some of the biggest stars of the day. It's interesting to go back and see Badly Drawn Boy and Black Rebel Motorcycle Club and Christina Aguilera. There's a wonderful thing that Vogue does when it does a portrait. They're people having their Vogue moment at the peak of something, and that's always quite nice when you look back through Vogue pictures. They tend not to be the picture done at the end of somebody's career. They tend to be done at the moment they were in Vogue, which was why it was kind of fun to commission and be part of this. I love Duran Duran here. Always very close to my heart, this shoot. Nick did an incredible job. I mean, I have a relationship working with McKnight that goes back to right at the beginning when he was a student photographer moving up to London, and this was one of my favourite shoots. I'd been to David Bowie's house in Switzerland years before and photographed his clothes for Rihanna magazine, so I knew the stage clothes existed. But to do this, I contacted Julian Stockton of the Outsider organisation, who was Bowie's publicist, and we literally pulled his wardrobe together from around the world. The boots were in a Hard Rock Cafe in Canada, and anyway, we pulled it all together for this. And Julian later confided in me that this was the start, even for David Bowie, of creating his own archive, and this was the kickoff of what became the V&A exhibition of David Bowie stuff some 20 years later. So this was the first time we'd pulled all the clothes together, and it was a treat. I love Kate, I loved working with Kate and Nick, and it was really like, doing these shoots, it was like like driving for Ferrari. You were working with the dream team. This powder blue suit is the suit from the Life on Mars video. It's got the Ziggy flash in it. We had to let it out for Kate Moss. David Bowie was so astonishingly thin, and the clothes were too tight for Kate, and quite incredible, really. I remember this is the famous Ziggy outfit, which is a sort of funny knitted thing that is so stretched. See, it's all gathered up because his leg is about 6 foot long. And also, I was pleased to learn actually quite recently that it's actually developed a relationship between Kate and David Bowie, which continued until David Bowie passed. Me just trying to do a sort of fanzine layout, more chopped up wood type. Not sure I love the colours now. This shoot here. Again, using my kind of wood type layouts and the American typewriter, which I'm not crazy on anymore, but anyway, that's what I did then. Fantastic Jürgen Teller shoot. Love Jürgen Teller. I originally met Jürgen in the offices of The Face when he came to London avoiding national service in Germany. But the real deal Jürgen, and I think Kate pregnant or just had her baby. She's just had her baby and she's gone to buy Huggies in the kind of local convenience store. Styled by Val Garland, the banana top became kind of iconic. Just a brilliant set of pictures, I think. I think I've commissioned pictures of the Rolling Stones about 5 times over my career at sort of different stages, and I was still basically in the twilight. They was in the twilight of their career when I started, but extraordinary. Great set of pictures. I know Mario is discredited now, but these portraits, he really brought life to these things. I like this, if I say so myself. It's that style of using that kind of wood type. beautiful Maggie Reiser. Shot by Thomas Schenck. He was such a nice guy. And I liked mixing up the pop art with the fashion. Great shoot, this. Less successful maybe. So, a few bits and pieces at the end, but that's basically it. So, British Vogue, May 2003, one of my favourite covers, and some of my favourite layouts actually. So pleased to share this one. Thanks for watching.